What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down the 3 best wide receiver routes that you guys can run in one-on-ones to get separation, okay? So this video was done by request, fellas, so if you guys have any kind of video requests you'd like to see or any kind of video breakdown suggestions for the channel, we would absolutely love to hear it, so don't hesitate to leave that in the comment section and below this video. We always appreciate the feedback from you guys, and we love hearing from you. So again, hope this video helps you guys out. So the first route we're going to be talking about is going to be a stutter go. Now, this is a great route to use in one-on-ones only if you sell it correctly, because this DB is going to be forced to watch your hips. Now, again, with this stutter go, you got to make sure that it's fast, you got to make sure it's efficient, and we keep timing with the quarterback. What so many wide receivers do in one-on-ones is that they don't know, they treat it unrealistic, right? The whole point of one-on-ones is to get better, get you better at that man coverage situation that you will see eventually. Even if you're in high school, you will eventually see that against a talented DB. You have to make it game realistic, because all of these drills, all these one-on-ones, 7-on-7, that has to translate when the pads come on and it's 11-on-11. So let's watch this route full speed. So this receiver does a great job of actually dropping his hips violently on the stutter go. Ball was extremely late, so it seems like it took forever to get there, but the hip drop is what I want to talk about. This route is unguardable if you focus on actually dropping your hips into a stutter go. What so many receivers will do on double moves, whether it's like a hitch and go but this stutter go, is they actually drop, they don't drop their hips. They just chatter their feet, right? When that DB is watching your hips, what do you think he's going to be looking for? He's going to be looking for any kind of change in your body language. So if you're running this stutter go, you actually have to drop your hips violently, because when you drop your hips violently and you slam those feet into the ground and you're acting like you're going to decelerate, what do you think that DB is going to do? Everything about this looks like a stop route. Everything about this maybe looks like a dig, like he's slipping under, a comeback, whatever it is. But when you change levels at the break point of the stutter go, that will get that DB to sit and maybe give a little peek back with your eyes as well. That's not a necessity, I feel. I feel like that's something that's maybe added to the playbook anyways. If you guys run your stutter goes or stop and goes like this, that's fine. But we got to make sure that on this stutter go and one-on-ones, when it's man coverage, that hip drop is what will get that DB to drop, what will put that DB on the defensive, and then I can create some separation. So first route is that stutter go. That is unguardable if you guys run this correctly and drop your hips violently to sell the route. Let's watch this thing full speed. Now, after we get done with this clip, we're going to be looking at how you guys can change tempo on a tempo post route, okay? So we're going to be talking about a tempo post route and how that can benefit you in a one-on-one situation versus off-man coverage. But before we get into this, fellas, I want to talk to you guys about some of the best quarterback and wide receiver training camps that you guys can attend this offseason. We're going to be traveling out to 9 cities across the United States for 2-day-long quarterback and wide receiver training camps. So we're starting off the tour, fellas. We had to postpone a couple of dates because of the crazy weather we've been seeing these last few weeks. But we're coming out to Phoenix, Arizona next weekend. Then we're going to Houston, Texas, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Columbus, Ohio. We just added that to the camp tour schedule. Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California. So if you guys are local to one of those 9 different cities and would like to get some work in with us this offseason with myself and my staff of coaches, we will be running the camp. Check out that very first link in the description below, fellas, for all of the information. Again, fellas, this is not like a regular camp that you're used to attending with a ton of kids out there. We are limiting spots to only 10 to 12 guys per position group, per age group. So the youth will be separate from the high school and college guys, and the high school and college guys will be separate from the youth guys. We're going to actually develop you guys, actually take the time to coach you guys for 2 whole days. It's 4 hours of training each day, so we really want to make sure you guys get as much information as possible. So if you guys are local to one of those 8 cities, or 9 cities, excuse me, and would like to get some work in with us, we'd love to have you out. Again, spots are almost completely full for our Newark, Houston, and Phoenix camp. But again, if you guys would like to come out, check out that very first link in the description below. Let's get back to this video. So the second best route you guys can run is going to be this tempo change post route, okay? And more in particular, I love it against this inside shade DB. So what is a tempo change? A tempo change is where you slow the speed down of your route to get this DB to not like predict your speed, I guess, or get used to your speed, or however you want to think of it. But let's play it full speed, and then we'll talk about what this receiver is trying to set up right here. So he comes off a little tempo skip, bursts to the outside shoulder, and breaks this thing off and runs a post. So there's a little bit more of an advanced way of doing things, right? So if I have an inside shade guy, and I got to run a post route. What do I want to do? So many people say that, oh, you just want to attack the leverage of the DB, pray that he backpedals, and then you could break it off. But guess what? A disciplined DB, because that's what I'm trying to get you guys ready for. When I attack his leverage, guess what he's going to do? He's going to keep his leverage to the inside. Then you're going to break this route off and go run right into him. So we got to make sure that we don't do that. We are trying to get his hips to commit to the fade so I could slip back and run this post underneath him and catch this ball, right? So this tempo change is a great way to build off of that, right? So how would you guys run a fade route in this situation, right? That's what you want to think about. I have an inside shade guy and I have to run a fade route. I'd attack his leverage, right? I'd attack his leverage. Hopefully he keeps his leverage, and then I'd go try to win this foot race to the outside. That's what we're trying to sell. So what this receiver does, he comes off fast. The way I explain this to my receivers is you want to go 100, 0, 100, right? So you want to burst off that line. That's the 100 part. You give this tempo skip to set up what? To set up the fade. He's thinking that you're just attacking his leverage, trying to get his feet to stop, and then you're going to go burst to the fade. Now I'm bursting up to the 100 portion. I give this tempo 1, 2, 3, and I'm taking 3 hard steps right at that outside shoulder, get his hips to flip to the fade, and I'm able to put the brakes on right here. So if you guys can do this tempo change post route, there's no way that this DB can prepare for it. Because again, if that DB's in man coverage, right, he's trying to match your speed. He's not going to backpedal faster than we are going to run. So if I give him that little tempo change, you watch what that does to his feet. Watch what that does to his speed. And then when you burst up to the outside and you actually sell the route by committing your hips, committing your shoulders, running in full stride, he has no choice but to react to it. That's why this is an unguardable route when you're in this one-on-one situation if you use this tempo change. Now, again, like I said in the very beginning of this video, you do not want to do this in a game situation if it's not realistic, right? So this tempo change is realistic. Usually guys do it all the time. The thing that I want to get across is that he does not dance right here. He comes off, gives a little hesitation, and then he bursts up. There's not much of a change in speed. And trust me, a quarterback knows when it's man coverage like this, he's got to let you work the route. He's got to let you get open. It's not going to be the quickest thing in the world. That's why that quarterback in the pocket is taught to buy some time, drift around, step up in the pocket, let the receivers work the route in man coverage situations because they will be wide open. So this is a game realistic route. Now, the problem that guys will do is when they change tempo, they come off the line and then they just do this like little skip that he does for about 5-6 yards. That's what kills the tempo. That's when it's unrealistic. But if you just give a little change in tempo, maybe a little bit change your pad level, get this DB's feet to stop, then we burst, this route is unguardable, fellas, because that DB does not have a choice. How is he supposed to guard this? Because if he sits to the inside, I'm going to give him a little tempo change and just go dust him with the fade. You got to be able to make those routes look the same, and that's what will get you separation. So second best route to run in one-on-ones is a tempo change, bang 8 post against inside shade off man. So good hesitation, burst up to the outside, put the brakes on. That is a great example of changing tempo. Okay, so now the next route I want to talk about again, and what you can use in one-on-ones, is an inside release corner route. Okay, so this route I feel is incredibly tough to guard from a DB perspective because when he sees that inside release, he is 100% expecting an inside breaking route, right? So we got a DB who's lined up outside shade, right? Outside shade, off man coverage at about 5-6 yards, okay? So now, if you have to run a corner route, especially being in the red zone like this, do you think you want to just square him up, attack his leverage, give him a move, then work to the outside and run? No, because if you attack his leverage, what's he going to do? He's going to keep his leverage. And then guess what? If you force the corner route, you're going to get rerouted and pushed all the way to that sideline. So we maybe want to attack his leverage, but we want him to widen so I could take the inside release. Now, when I take the inside release, I have to make sure that I do what? I got to restack. Because if we try to throw by on this, it might not work the best situation, but this inside release corner is dangerous against one-on-ones and in man because you're giving that quarterback a ton of space to throw you open and lead you. So after you get out of that break, you can really accelerate. So let's watch this full speed. So this receiver does a great job attacking, giving a move. And you see how much space he has from here. He's almost on the hash mark to the sideline where that quarterback's going to throw this thing with some air. We are wide open. This is an easy ball for the quarterback. Trust me, because I have experience with both positions. This is exactly how I want to throw this route when we have an outside shade guy. I want to lead you on, put it with air. I want to get it out of my hands early so I don't get sacked. And again, you see what I'm saying here. That ball's maybe even a little bit underthrown, but we got this guy by about a step or two in the red zone. That's wide ass open. So let's talk about it, right? So like we were saying, he does a great job of attacking him, giving him a move. And again, when we close space with the DB, that makes him uncomfortable. His base is a little bit wide. He's on his heels a little bit. His feet are stopping because, again, we also maybe change the tempo a little bit, give him a foot fire. But you see right here, he's working to fight the hands. He doesn't do this either. He doesn't get this move and then widen it way out. He's hip to hip with this guy. You don't want to go too far to the inside because we want to be able to restack. And if we're hip to hip, we're able to get over the top, give him that move at the top, maybe give a little head fake, maybe a rocker step, whatever. But the key is to give that quarterback space. So the third best route today that you guys can use in one-on-ones is an inside release corner route versus an outside shade off man coverage DB. Now you might ask me, well, coach, what if he's inside shade? Then you would do exactly the opposite, right? You'd attack his leverage inside, get him to maybe widen, then give him a move inside, get him to stay, and then be tight to the restart, because what's important? You got to give that quarterback space to be able to throw you open. Now, again, fellas, I also want to add this. There isn't a route that you shouldn't be able to run against man coverage. You know what I mean? Like, this is a video that I wanted to make because a lot of people have asked this question in the past, and these are 3 routes that I feel are unguardable if you run them correctly. But if you got to be able to run slants, fades, comebacks, you should know how to do it against man coverage. You should know how to run every single route on the route tree against man, every single route on the route tree against off man, every single route on the route tree against zone coverage. And all the concepts are the same. The breaks stay the same, but the concepts stay the same, and how to beat a specific leverage will always stay the same. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by this receiver taking the inside release, head fake at the top, and giving that quarterback space to lead him out of this throw. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comments section below. We'd love to get back to you. We'd love to help you guys out. And again, if you have any feedback on any kind of videos that you guys would like to see, we always appreciate that feedback as well. Also, fellas, again, if you are located in one of these 9 cities that we are traveling out to, Phoenix, Houston, Newark, Atlanta, Columbus, Chicago, Dallas, Nashville, and Los Angeles, we would love to have you out to one of our off-season training camps. So check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.